Welcome back to Mountain Jim Card Collectibles. Hope you're having a great week so far. So today, after having a few good months of decent sales, having to get back and restock some more big cards for myself. Usually my money makers tend to be autos, patch autos, and lately Pokemon. So I was asking myself, what should I stock up more? Should I go more with Pokemon slabs, Pokemon raw illustration cards, and sealed product? Or should I load up with more football cards, basketball cards, baseball cards, autos, patches, this and that, slabbed up, whatever. And so I asked myself, just a simple question today, as far as, which company is selling more cards? Is it Topps Fanatics or is it the Pokemon company? And I was somewhat surprised when I went over the numbers. So let's go over some of these numbers together. So to start us off, and this is an AI overview, but here we can see Fanatics sales hit 8.1 billion and pushing the betting collectibles. That's their total take from last year, as far as I know. So this AI overview works great on what was Fanatics' overall revenue on their, Topps card collectibles side. So let's go over this. While Fanatics' overall revenue reached 8.1 billion in 2024, with Fanatics collectibles contributing 1.6 billion, 20% of total revenue, it's difficult to determine the exact profit margin for the Topps Fanatics company, specifically without detailed financial statements. Yeah, so a lot of this has been based off of articles, news articles. Yes, if I could get a chance, would I like to get into the books? Yes, I would. Would like to see the books, but guess what? We can't get into those books. So we just kind of have to take, these articles, cross our fingers, whatever, that it's going to be accurate. But this gives us a somewhat, decent baseline to decide on what to stock up more for sales for 2025. I've done well this year so far with, if you look at my higher end sports cards that I've sold, if you look at, even the Pokemon slabs, like it says here, 8.1 billion in 2024 is what Fanatics earned overall with all of their various businesses. But right here, it says that Fanatics Collectibles, primarily trading cards, contributed 1.6 billion, 20% of total revenue. Topps revenue. Topps, a key part of Fanatics Collectibles, Topps revenue quadrupled since its acquisition by Fanatics, reaching 1.6 billion in 2024. Quadruple is what they're saying. Okay, man, and here we have this article from Sportico from January 23rd, 2025, right there. This is fairly common knowledge. This hasn't really been swept under the rug. And here we can kind of see this Fanatics 2024 revenue breakdown, 8.1 billion. Fanatics Commerce, all in all, 6.2 billion. We then hit the Fanatics Collectibles, 1.6 billion. Fanatics Betting and Gaming is really down with only 300 million. And I believe they thought that was going to be, the miraculous, cash cow. But obviously not. So, that's what they took in for 2024. Now, I'm going to look at Pokemon, the Pokemon company, because that's who manages the cards, is the Pokemon company. And this isn't as accurate and new because this is a number that was taken from basically 2023 to 2024. I'm still waiting for 2025. Let's see if I get anything for 2025. Let's see. Yeah, it's still not pulling up for 2025, unfortunately. But, like it says here, the Pokemon Company banked $10.8 billion in retail sales, making it 7th on the list of top 10 global licensors, And this is from a July 25th, 2024 article. That's quite a bit of money, isn't it? $10.8 billion in retail sales. We saw what they made right here. I'm just going to hit Nintendo Life. $10.8 billion in retail sales last year. It says here. And this is by Liam Doolin, written on the 25th of July, 2024. The Pokemon Company has plenty of huge money makers from video games to trading cards. And we've got a look at how it ranked alongside certain other companies over the past year, courtesy of License Global's latest retail report. It made a whopping $10.8 billion in retail sales, making it 7th on the list of top 10 global licensors. This places it ahead of brands like Mattel, but still behind other companies such as Hasbro and Warner Bros. Discovery. The Walt Disney Company took out the top spot, banking $62 billion. This has pushed total retail and merchandise retails of Pokemon to $91.6 billion. Okay? And they kind of have this chart that's broken down here. They have the Walt Disney Company, and they have Pokemon. Pokemon, Walt Disney's number 1, Pokemon's number 7. And we can see these other guys. I'm not sure who Dot Dash Meredith is. Authentic Brands Group. I mean, these guys are making a lot of cash. So think about that. So right there, $10.8 billion. All right. And that is as of July 25th, 2024. And it's just been exploding even more. So I'm guessing that the next number I get from the Pokemon Company is going to be even bigger. All right. So we have a good idea there. I'm not sure what this $1.9 billion that they're talking about here as of February 29th, 2024 is, if that's just strictly card revenue. But it's harder to get strictly, Pokemon card revenue. Now, but we have a good idea of how much they're making. So now let's go back to Topps Fanatics. $8.1 billion. So as big as Michael Rubin makes himself out to be in the big Topps Fanatics, Fanatics Live, everything, they're still not making as much money as the Pokemon Company. And that's probably why, I'm just always surprised at how much money I'm banking on just illustration cards, Pokemon slabs, The world loves Pokemon. The world loves Pokemon more than the world loves Fanatics. Why? Well, Fanatics is more or less, they are spread out here and there with their sports, this and that. But overall, the Pokemon Company's making more money. So what does that mean? Well, it means that for 2025, I am purchasing more Pokemon typically than I do year after year. As a reseller, I'll be buying more slabs. I will be buying more illustration cards, more sealed product, although my sealed product doesn't seem to fly out, like my slabs and illustration cards. I will still be putting money in sports, of course. But, just with the teeter-totter here, I'm going more with Pokemon for 2025 with what I've made for sales this year because I'm going to reinvest, what I've made so far. And I was just really debating, where should I put most of my eggs? Should I put most of my eggs in the Pokemon basket for 2025, or do I put most of my eggs in the sports card basket for 2025? And for sports cards, I'm going more with older, legacy, high-end cards. That's where I typically make most of my sports card money over just shilling out modern products. Yeah, if I had like an awesome Jaden Daniels auto or something like that, I'd be marking it up, or, Caitlin Clark. But, you have to spend a lot of money to get in those autos. And I tend to do better with older legacy players and their higher end cards overall. That's how I play it for higher end sports cards. I typically don't jump into modern chase cards. I'm putting that out there, and I know that they're out there. I always talk about them on my channel, but I have made more money overall when I go through my books with legacy high-end cards. Why is that? Well, these new players, I know that they are getting a lot of bank for a lot of their autos. You'll always see them, this card sold for $300,000, some Caitlin Clark, or, some Jane Daniels went for who knows how much, lots of cash. The Paul Skeens, of course, the 2024 MLB debut that was sold to Dick's Sporting Goods, for all that cash. Those are different types of players than me. I'm a reseller. So right now I'm waiting for information on what the Pokemon company has earned for 2024-2025. And my guess is it's going to be above the number I just went over. And that's why, as far as my reselling goes, I will be putting more, like I said earlier, in the Pokemon this year. I put more in the sports cards in 2024. I put more in the sports cards in 2023 and 2022. And, through 2022, 2023, 2024, it started to tank out for one reason or another. I have, brought back a lot of my sports card sales to an extent for 2025, but that's because I've been having to basically do clearance sales on Whatnot. It's not like I'm selling a lot either, but if you compare them to eBay, I'm doing better for low end sports cards on Whatnot than I am on eBay. But then for higher end sports cards, I do better on eBay than Whatnot. Why that works out that way, I don't know. I just think that a lot of people who go on Whatnot are just looking for, cheap deals. So anyway, that's what I'm waiting for, is the next, the numbers that the Pokemon company releases, because I'm really curious, we saw the current numbers, the most recent for Topps Fanatics. And I guess that the surprising thing that stands out with those numbers for me is how Topps Fanatics is like putting these massive prices on their products, and how they are more or less dealing with breaking companies, this and that. The high-end prices on the boxes. It's so unfair, these big high-end prices. You have to know by now, to where you're just buying singles for sports cards. Well, guess what? For Pokemon, obviously this kind of old method of selling affordable products that are more widely distributed, throughout, retail commerce sites, stores, whatever, is working out better for Pokemon. And that's kind of the surprising thing is, Topps Fanatics thinks that the best way to earn cash is to be these snobs that more or less deal with breakers, because you have to have lots and lots and lots of money to buy the high-end Topps Fanatics products. But overall, they're still not doing as good as the Pokemon Company, who is more or less trying to sell as much product to, the retail section as possible, and then the retail moves it. So to me, it's a better business plan. It's working out. Pokemon seems to be exploding. I know they like to hype up sports cards are exploding too. But then again, when you look at my sales, my reselling sales, I just kind of scratch my head and go, what's going on here, with sports cards? So anyway, if you have any different opinions, leave some comments. Thank you to all my subscribers and subscriber base in general. You are awesome. You're the ones keeping this channel together. If you're a viewer and you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe so I can continue, to make this channel grow and make it a lot better. And I don't always have to, do free community service for Google and YouTube. Anyway, hope you have a great day. I'm out of here. Bye.